comes to 2-year-old Cody Craig, you are the father. I always love it when a guy wants to be the father, and I prove that he is.
I called Maury because I need a DNA test on Beth's twins. I don't believe Tabitha and Cody are mine. I was with Beth 3 years and she never got pregnant. I want Tabitha and Cody to be mine.
The first time a DNA or lie detector test story was ever given to me, I knew all about the story, knew all about the people, and the show producer would say, okay, and the result. And I said, you know, I don't want to know the result. I don't want to know anything more than my guests or my live audience or the viewers at home, because I would skew the questions. And I always felt myself as an extension of the audience. So the inflection of you are the father or you are not the father, it was honest because I was as surprised as anybody about the result. When it comes to 2-year-old Tabitha, Craig, you are the father. Many years ago, the New York Times Sunday magazine section had a survey, and the survey said 10% of the American kids were with the wrong father. 10%. So does this exist in the country? Absolutely. I just don't think that they've thought it through, the critics. They've always said that I was exploiting these things. And my answer is always, for instance, in the DNA tests, if I can get a father who's denying that he's the father of this child into that child's life, if I prove that he's the father, that child has a better chance at life. And on many occasions, we were able to reunite that father who denied that child with that child and became part of that child's life.
What's the matter?
There's no olives.
What?
There's no olives near me.
There are no olives here. There are no olives here. Do you eat olives?
No, I can't even keep them alive.
Watch what happens.
Bring out the olives.
We do that to all the phobia victims. Do you know how many millions of views this segment has gotten on YouTube and Instagram? It was, not only was it the olive lady that got all the looks, it was the pickle lady who was scared of pickles, the woman who was scared of cotton balls, balloons, clowns. I think more than anything else, how could you be scared of an olive? It's just so dormant there. There's nothing about an olive that should scare you. People were just in awe of that kind of a segment. Obviously, we had a lot of subjects in the phobia theme, and I guarantee you many of them, were able to get over their fears permanently. Some probably didn't, but some did. And so I consider, as the Jews would say, we did a mitzvah. We did a blessing.
You think your fiancé is being seduced and charmed by Barb with her pie.
Nasty sweet potato pie. Look at that. Look at her in this pie.
Everybody loves a warm, sweet piece of potato pie, right?
The only sweet potato pie he need to be eating is my pie.
Have you slept with Barb?
Tell it, Maury.
You said no. The lie detector determined.
You're telling the truth.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah!
Well, all he wanted was the pie. That was it. It was okay. I liked it when I can, over the years in those segments with the lie detector, that the guy is telling the truth. I love those segments. Everybody asks me all the time, over decades, are these people real? Of course they're real. These people are just part of the American fabric. They have these problems. They have these burdens. And they always found us to be a safe place to go to unburden themselves. I researched every story that my producers gave to me. I had a production staff that actually acted like a newsroom, vetted every single guest. And if down the line, before they ever got on the show, there was something smelly, that guest just never showed up and that story was never told. There's a big danger of how the truth gets out. And by the way, not only how it gets out, but who gives it. And I'll rest my hat on every story we ever did was real and authentic. This is where I give my guests an opportunity to ask me any quick question.
Are you okay with retiring from
from
the
your
Daily
talk
Show that I
Yeah.
did? I'm happy that the show ended. It ended at the right time because it's not really over. Because if I turn on the TV every single day, there's the show. And sometimes I watch because I can't remember that segment.
Oh, and you want to find out who the baby daddy is.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You never know what's ever going to come out of that woman's mouth. You just never know. I think more than anything else, it's the contrast in our lives. I'm a sock thrower. Things can lay around for a long time and it's just fine. She is into such OCD behavior. I mean, if I try to put one dish into the dishwasher, it will never be in the right place. And even if it was, she will go in there and move it 2 inches. It's just, I mean, I can't do anything on my own without her leaning over me and redoing it somehow. It's the warmest feeling in the world to be able to love someone unconditionally. Like, maybe so, maybe no. Sometimes we really don't like each other, but that's okay. I was so happy in terms of the show because, I mean, I've learned over the years, from the moment I started the talk show to the day I ended it, and that was a period of 31 years. In that time frame, there were 75 talk shows that were started and went to the cemetery and did not last over those 30 years. And so, therefore, I was very grateful that our show not only connected, but that I, as a host, was welcomed into people's homes, basically given a seat at the dining room table and became part of the family. More than anything else, I'm proud of that. And now you're playing a divorced mom.
I know, and that kind of bumped me at first, Maury. When Chuck Lorre, he was the one that came up with that and said, Lynn, I'll just tell you, your real life is too boring. He goes, why don't we, you got to have some conflict. And he said, I do think that, and I now realize how brilliant that it was. He said, it's a universal story, whether it's divorce or losing a job or whatever. Everybody at some point has had to pull their bootstraps up and keep going in a crisis.
I kind of understand all of that. When you're in this television business as a reporter and an anchor, the greatest fear you ever had was being fired. I was fired once from an anchor job in Los Angeles, but then I realized the world did not come to an end. So I figured out it wasn't the act of being fired that I was scared of. It was how I was going to feel when it happened. And so therefore I overcame that feeling and went on and got another job. And one of the great things about the podcast is that for the first time in my life, I'm able to share those experiences with my viewers because everybody at one time or another, is vulnerable to something that, upends them. And so I just wanted them to know that I'm in the same boat. I hope you had a great experience staying at home and watching me. I've always wanted to know, though, especially those kids who kind of faked an illness in order to stay at home and watch the show. I would love to know how you convinced your parents you were sick.